YouTube, what's going on? It's Jamar here, Vegas Sense. It's been a really long time, probably about a month and a half, maybe even 2 months or so since my last video. So definitely to all my subscribers and anyone that checks for these videos, I definitely apologize for that. Had a lot going on. For a little while, I was actually sick. And I know pretty much anytime somebody says they're sick right now, you automatically think, oh, you got the Rona? Nah, I didn't have the Rona. I did have like a sinus cold, but I didn't have any like Rona symptoms or anything like that. Just like a yearly thing that I get every year for the most part, sometimes multiple times a year. But for a moment or so, I couldn't really smell, so I wasn't really doing any videos, obviously, if I couldn't smell. But definitely to everybody watching this video, everybody out there, all my subscribers, anyone else watching this video, definitely try to stay inside as much as you can. Hopefully most of you all have the opportunity to hopefully work from home. If not, definitely, stay safe out there. Try to, find whatever programs you can, whether it be unemployment or, whatever, to try to survive out here. Cause I know it's definitely rough out here for a lot of people, especially out here in Las Vegas. So yeah, man, definitely stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. Practice the social distancing, and just try to, stop the spread of the virus, all right? So also for anyone that's brand new watching this video, like the video, comment, and also subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. So what we're doing in this video is I'm gonna give my first impressions of 2 fragrances that I just ordered samples of from, I believe it was scentsplit.com. And these are both Nishane fragrances, and they go by Wulong Cha and Fan Your Flames. And didn't mean to do that. Already messing up, man. But yeah, Fan Your Flames and Wulong Cha. So Wulong Cha, I knew for a fact that I would like this fragrance. And I absolutely did. This particular fragrance, as far as the note breakdown on it goes, this fragrance is bergamot, mandarin, lychee, what else? And then just regular orange in the top notes. And then in the mid, you have a tea note, which is a Wulong tea note, nutmeg, and then in the base, you have musk and fig. So this particular fragrance, it does remind me a lot of like my Malinard fig. It does have certain similarities to that particular fragrance, especially with the fig note that's in it. But definitely the main thing with this particular fragrance that I can say is this fragrance is like 2 or 3 times as strong as the Malinard fig. Malinard fig, really for the most part, even in the opening, I would say, and even within like the first hour or so, hour and a half, that fragrance never becomes a fragrance that really likes to push out or project. That particular fragrance is always sort of like this skin scent that just kind of lingers around. The Wulong Cha, on the other hand, pushes out, like, say for instance, my Nishane Hachivat. So, it has a really strong projection. And I really like that because, you do have these citruses, in the top notes. And then you've got like that really smooth sort of green tea note. And, I don't necessarily know if Wulong tea is considered like a green tea, but it does have like a green type of smell to it. And then, also, again, you get the remnants of the fig in this fragrance as well. So I would say, you know, if you like citrus, if you like tea, and if you like fig, then this is definitely a fragrance that I think that you would really enjoy. The longevity on it is definitely like around, I would say 7 to 8 hours or so, which, you know, for a fig or a tea fragrance, that's pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray some on this strip here. These are 0.6 or no, 2 ml sample vials here, and I've pretty much used all of my Wulong Cha. So that's pretty much all I have in here right now, but I'm still gonna go ahead and spray it just for this video. And yeah, this is really, really, really nice in the opening. I would say out of the citruses, you can't really tell each citrus apart when you first spray this on. I would say the bergamot and the mandarin and the orange, they blend together really, really well. So you don't really get like too much sharpness from the bergamot. I would say the mandarin and just the regular orange sort of balances everything out. The lychee, honestly, I don't really know exactly what that smells like. I've seen it, you know, in the note breakdown of maybe a couple of fragrances that I've looked at, but I can't really pinpoint what lychee smells like. And I mean, pretty much lychee, I would say, and nutmeg are the two notes in this fragrance that I probably don't really smell any of, or can't really point out that much. But I mean, at this point, I would say after like a few minutes or so, it starts to, that Wulong tea note starts to come in. And I mean, I can't really describe Wulong tea, I guess, that much, but I do remember it from like when I was a kid. I remember we used to get Chinese food from a place in Cleveland. I want to say it was like, I don't know, it was some place on a street called Coventry. I can't think of the name of the place, but anyway, what they would do is whenever you order something, in the bag, they would throw in these packs of like Wulong tea, and they would come in like this red packaging or whatever. And I remember, you know, drinking that a couple of times. I think I probably only really drunk that when I was like sick or something like that. And it just kind of had like sort of this like green, almost, you know, just really, really smooth type of taste to it. You know, almost had like a sort of bitterness to it as well. That's what I remember from it. But I mean, it's been a really, really long time since I've had that tea. But yeah, man, overall, I really, really enjoy this scent. And I think this is a really good scent to wear around this time where, you know, it's starting to warm up, but you're having to sort of stay inside and kind of chill because of everything that's going on. I think this is really a nice, calming scent that can really get you to enjoy the day and take your mind off of all of the craziness that's going on right now. So this one I like so much that I actually did go ahead and buy a full bottle of this. It was a 50 ml bottle, and I bought it from Lucky Scent. They have it on their site for $175. That's about the price that I've seen it for at other places as well, like eBay. So just went ahead and bought it from there. At least I know, you know, it's official if it's coming from Lucky Scent. So that should be here in a few days. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this scent. I would say the best time of year for this scent is gonna be, I would say, definitely this springtime, like, so right now, going into spring. And definitely, I would say, you know, if you have not like a summer like how it is out here in Las Vegas, but I would say if you have like a summer where it doesn't get super hot, like over 100 degrees, then I would definitely recommend it for that time of year as well. And then maybe, at least for us out here, the fall. All right. So moving on to the next one, Fan Your Flames. I had seen a lot about this fragrance on other people's fragrance channels. So I definitely, I wanted to try this one. This one was not what I expected. I never actually looked at the note breakdown on this. I just kind of ordered the sample blind, but when you first spray this on, you get like a really boozy rum. Like this smells like really intoxicating as far as like, yeah, this is like really super alcoholic, you know, like that's all you really smell is rum. And then there's kind of like a hint of coconut in the background. This particular fragrance, I guess I didn't necessarily like it because it almost sort of smells like a Bikilian fragrance. And anyone that has watched any of my previous videos, you know that I'm not really the biggest fan of Bikilian fragrances. Most of those fragrances I feel like they sort of do like the same type of thing. Most of them are kind of like sweeter, gourmand type of fragrances where they sort of play around with notes like chocolate and rum and, you know, stuff like that. So I think if you like sort of like a boozy gourmand type of fragrance, then I think that this one would definitely be up your alley. But at least for me and my personality and, you know, the situations that I'm in and how I dress, I couldn't necessarily see myself wearing this particular fragrance. I think this is definitely for like that grown and sexy type of guy that, you know, maybe goes out to, I don't know, different lounges and stuff like that. You know, maybe a cigar bar or something like that. Like that's who I would, you know, maybe see wearing something like this. You know, as far as me, like I wouldn't see myself wearing this fragrance to work. I couldn't see myself wearing this fragrance out anywhere. And this would not be a fragrance that I would like want to wear if I'm getting ready to go meet a girl or something like that. Because like I said, in my opinion, this kind of smells pretty mature. Now, as far as the note breakdown on this one goes, the note breakdown on the Fan Your Flames is coconut and rum in the top notes, tobacco and tonka in the mid, and oak moss and Chinese cedar in the base. And I would say for the most part, the main things that you smell in this particular fragrance is the coconut, I would say the rum, and the tobacco for the most part, once this sort of dries down. You do definitely get some oak moss. Like I can detect the oak moss for sure in this. And it's the same sort of oak moss smell that you get from like Hachivat, but it's way back there in the background. I would say that probably to most people that don't really know what oak moss smells like or have never smelled oak moss, the main thing that I think that most people would smell when they smell this is like the tobacco and the coconut. But the oak moss is definitely back there and it blends together with all of this. Now, this isn't a bad scent, so I definitely don't want to say that it's a bad scent. I do appreciate the way that this scent smells and, you know, what this scent could potentially do for maybe the right person. But at least for me, this fragrance is not necessarily something that I think fits me. So I'm definitely glad that I didn't just go out and blind buy this particular fragrance, because I would be pretty disappointed if I spent almost $200 on this particular scent. because again, this is not really something that I would really wear to many occasions. I think the only occasions that I could really see myself wearing this particular fragrance to would be like some really upscale, formal type of event where, you know, you're kind of dressed to impress. That's really where I would see this particular fragrance being the best for me. But I'm not really in too many of those type of situations, so it doesn't really fit me again. So if you all have smelled these two particular fragrances, let me know what you all think about them. Like I said, I did go ahead and actually buy a bottle of the Wulong Cha. Definitely like it that much. I mean, it's just a really, really smooth, citrusy, green, and really strong tea-based fragrance, tea and fig-based fragrance. So I definitely will never have enough of those fragrances in my collection, but this one will definitely be satisfactory for the time being. All right. So again, let me know what you all think about those fragrances. And again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also, like and comment on the video. It's Jamar here, Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.